So we're gonna see what are the callbacks, and we're gonna open again the learning.js file. In this case, I'm gonna open this index, and in the last project we changed this to app ES6. We're gonna return this as app.js, and I'm gonna remove the contents, of course. As I said earlier, I recommend that you save all the codes for the future, for future reference. So I'm gonna resize this window, and so this one, and I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close this. We're gonna add something like this. Open the console, and I'm gonna add this in the bottom. So here we're gonna start working with callbacks. Callbacks are known as the cornerstone of asynchronous programming in JavaScript. And actually we already have written a lot of callbacks in this course. A callback is as simple as a function inside another function. So let's see what are callbacks. So we're gonna create an array. We're gonna call this one cities, and we're gonna pass, for example, London, New York, Madrid, and we're gonna add Paris, and we're gonna add Berlin. So we have a list of cities right here, and we're gonna use a for each statement to access the individual values. So this is we're gonna add cities for each, and for each is a function, and you can see normally we pass this function again. So this is going to be the callback because this is a function inside this other function. So basically that's a callback. So you can see that this function doesn't have a name, so these are known as inline callbacks. So this is going to be a callback that the function that is inside doesn't have a name. So we're gonna finish this. We're gonna add city right here, and we're gonna console log city. So this is going to print the individual values for this array. So basically this is a callback. This function inside these other functions. And when the function doesn't have a name, is inline callbacks. You can also write the callbacks using a function declaration. Callback with function declaration. And it could be like this: function, callback, and then you pass the city. And console log this city. And it's going to be the for each like this: cities, that for each, and then you pass the name of the function. So I'm gonna comment this, save this, and you can see it's going to be the same result because we have for each, which is a function, and then we have another function. So basically it's a function inside another function. That's going to be a callback. And you can see that this function is, or this code is calling this function, but this doesn't require the parentheses. That's going to be really important. So we're gonna create another example with callbacks. We're gonna create another more advanced example. Let's say that we have some countries. So we have a country list. We have something like France. We have something like Spain. We have Portugal. Then we have Australia, England, and Ireland. So let's say that we have this list of countries. Then we're gonna write a function that is going to simulate that we are downloading this list from a server. So we're gonna display the countries after 1 second. So we're gonna call this function display countries. It's going to be like this. Then we're gonna create a set timeout. Set timeout. This is going to be a function. Also the set timeout, you can see the function is set timeout, and we have this function. So this is also a callback. So after 1 second, we're gonna execute this function, the body of this function. We're gonna create something like let HTML is going to be empty. Then we're going to add the countries, that for each. Here we're going to have another callback, and we're gonna pass country right here. So this is going to print HTML is going to be plus equal, so we can concatenate from the previous iteration. And right here I'm going to print the country, like this. So finally, we're gonna print this into the HTML. We're gonna add something like document.body inner HTML equals to the HTML. So we need to execute this function. So we're gonna print the countries. So we're gonna call the function display countries, save this, and you can see this is going to delay this function 1 second, and then it's going to print the results. So let's say that this is a list of clients. So you start working, then you download the list of the latest client, and you can see when I reload, let's say that this delay is the time that takes to download the client list. But let's say that we have finished downloading this and a new client is added. So at that moment, that client won't be in the list because the list has already downloaded. So we're gonna create a function that is going to be executed after this function. So we're gonna call this function new country. Maybe if you are working with clients, this could be also new client. So this one is going to take 2 parameters. It's going to be the name of the country, and it's going to be the callback function. So I'm gonna call this as the callback. So this is going to be the callback function that is going to run. And we're gonna set timeout again, function. Now this is going to delay 2 seconds. So this function is going to run after 1 second. It's going to download this list of countries. Then after 2 seconds, we're gonna insert a new country. At that time, this list is going to be already here. So we're gonna add the new country. And we have the array countries, and we're gonna push to add that country into the array of countries. Then we're gonna execute the callback. And the callback basically is going to be this function. So we're gonna pass this callback right here. We need to open the parentheses. So this function is going to insert a new country into the array of countries, and then it's going to call this function again, and it's going to refresh the output. So we need to add this country. Add a new country. And let's say that we add a new country. The function is called a new country. You can see it takes 2 parameters, so we're going to add new country. It takes 2 parameters, so we're going to add the country, Germany, and then the callback function. The callback function is going to be this display countries. So it's going to be like this. Now we can save this, and we're going to save this, and this list is going to print after 1 second. Then after 2 seconds, the new country is going to be added. It's going to insert Germany into the array, but then it's going to execute this function again, and it's going to refresh this list of countries. So save this. You can see after 1 second, the list is there. After 2 seconds, Germany is added into the array, and the callback is called. The callback function is display countries, so basically this is going to execute this code again, but at this time it's going to add Germany into the array. That's why we have Germany. So basically this is going to refresh the output in the HTML when the new country is added. And that's where callback functions are really helpful. So in the next video, we're gonna see what are promises. Again, this is going to be one of the nice and newest features in modern JavaScript. So let's continue working and learning more about asynchronous JavaScript in the next video.